Hello, I'm Susan Cadeau. Thank you for being with us. School superintendents across the state of Oklahoma are using words like catastrophic and dire to describe the consequences of funding cuts due to the state's revenue failure, and deeper cuts loom in the coming months. Last week, State Superintendent of Public Instruction Joy Hoffmeister announced a mid-year cut of $47 million to state schools. Now it's estimated that the mid-year cut may increase by another $19 million. Forecasts for as much as another 10% cut next year has superintendents scrambling to take extreme cost-cutting measures, including laying off staff and teachers.
In a cost-saving measure, Inola Public Schools is going to a 4-day week next school year. That was decided before the latest round of budget cuts.
Right now, I was looking at around 130,000 this year, and information I just got means I'm looking closer to 170,000 this year.
Inola School Superintendent Ken Holbrook is cutting the janitorial staff to a bare minimum, freezing all spending, and has taken out every other light bulb from hallway fixtures in every school. He says 8 support staff will receive 2-week layoff notices today. Holbrook says these immediate actions will get them through this school year, but he's more worried about the next school year.
There's no good options. They're all bad right now.
Decisions about where and what positions to cut must be made in the next few months at all Oklahoma schools, because current teachers must be notified by May if their contracts will be renewed for the next year.
We're praying that we could keep it maybe 4, potentially 5 teachers, but we will have staff reductions before next year.
The reduction in certified teaching positions is coming at a time when Inola has 110 more students and 10 fewer teachers than they had in the Great Recession school year of 2008-2009. The same is true at many districts across the state. A recent report shows Oklahoma gained more than 4,300 students this academic year. Lloyd Snow is the superintendent of Sand Springs Public Schools. He says he's weathered several financial storms during his 43 years in the profession, but nothing like this.
We've now got a perfect storm. A Hurricane 5 is out there. We see it, and we're buckling down and we're boarding up. We're sealing all the hatches, but this one is going to be the worst in my lifetime, and it just makes me sick.
Snow and other superintendents say class sizes are already too large. Many classes have 30 or more students.
Is 35 to 45 in an elementary classroom now where we're going? Instead of 170 kids per teacher at secondary, do we do 200?
Kendra Roulette teaches high school advanced placement history.
My class sizes are out of control. My kids' class sizes are out of control. It's just not okay.
Student Erin Kennedy says the overcrowding is causing classroom disruptions and less teaching time.
My AP English class is about 35 kids, and so it's kind of hard especially for my teacher, to help everyone that's in there, hard for her to control it.
Roulette is bracing for bad news for the coming year.
I think AP could be cut. I think they're going to electives. We're going to end up getting kids out of here with the bare minimum, which is not what Oklahoma says they want. Oklahoma says they want our kids college and career ready. Well, we cannot do it with a lack of funds.
For small school districts, athletics are often the heart and soul of a community. At Dewey Public Schools, Superintendent David Wilkins says they have made a difficult decision to cut the athletic department by 50%.
A lot of that will fall back onto, like with our athletics, it'll fall back onto them just doing fundraising.
He says some spending will be eliminated altogether. No school books will be purchased, amounting to $100,000 in savings. Wilkins says the $20,000 technology budget will also be eliminated. There will be no replacements of 3 teachers who are retiring after this school year. And as for next year?
We have a plan for worst case scenario, which is about another $400,000. Now, I hope it's not that much, but we have a plan to go to that extreme if we have to. And that's a tough plan.
Barnsdall Public Schools is losing upwards of $127,000 this year, where 35 teachers are currently employed.
But again, looking at projections for next year, if it's going to be more than $127,000, then we could be looking at 4 to 5 positions. And it's unfortunate that the quickest way to cut a school's budget is to lay people off.
Deborah Gist is the superintendent for Tulsa Public Schools, the second largest district in the state.
There may be a way to avoid layoffs because of our teacher shortage, but until we see the numbers and until we're able to develop a specific plan, it will be hard to say.
Gist says they were able to cushion the blow of the most recent cut of $2 million because they've saved $900,000 in workmen's compensation claims by implementing new safety and risk management measures. But that just helps getting through the rest of this year.
What we know is that right now the state has a $900 million expected deficit, but we also know that that number could increase, and there are many people in the state who are anticipating that it actually could be more than $1 billion in terms of the statewide deficit.
Snow says the budget crisis cannot solely be blamed on the price of oil.
Oil and gas, we can say that that's the culprit, but it's been the culprit, part of the culprit. And when will we ever learn from our history that we have to have an income tax structure, a taxation system in the state that's sound, and we're structurally deficient.